US President Barack Obama wraps up his visit to Kenya and arrives in Ethiopia. But in nearby Somalia, a new deadly terror attack kills more than a dozen people. And a new survey says Donald Trump still leads the Republican race for the White House. We'll take a closer look at the poll numbers. Hello, I'm Linda Kincaid, and this is CNN Newsroom. Thanks for joining us. Barack Obama is making history in Ethiopia, becoming the first US president to visit the country while in office. He's expected to bring up human rights and democracy in talks with Ethiopian leaders. Mr. Obama travelled from Kenya, where he had a hopeful message for young people who packed a Nairobi stadium. However, he warned Kenya won't reach its potential until it roots out corruption.
Here in Kenya, it's time to change habits and decisively break that cycle, because corruption holds back every aspect of economic and civil life. It's an anchor that weighs you down and prevents you from achieving what you could. If you need to pay a bribe and hire somebody's brother who's not very good and doesn't come to work in order to start a business, well, that's going to create less jobs for everybody.
Mr. Obama also pledged more US support in fighting the militant group Al Shabaab. And a new attack is bringing that threat very close to home. The group set off a car bomb outside a luxury hotel in Somalia's capital, killing at least 6 people. Parts of the hotel and nearby buildings were destroyed. An Al Shabaab spokesman said they were going after foreign diplomats living there. Let's get more now from the region. CNN's Robyn Kriel is in the Ethiopian capital, and she joins us now. First, to this latest attack, what can you tell us? What are the details?
Linda, I just spoke to the Ministry of the Interior spokesperson, who told me that that death toll has now risen to 12 people killed in that attack. One person was a Somali journalist, and we understand some other Somali journalists were wounded in that attack. This is not the first time that the Jazeera Palace Hotel has been the target of Al Shabaab. In fact, the day after current Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud was elected, 3 suicide bombers made their way into the hotel to try to kill him in a suicide attack. They were gunned down outside, and it has been attacked since then. However, resilient messages coming from the Somali members of parliament, police, saying that they plan to rebuild and that they do plan to continue the fight against Al Shabaab.
And of course, Mr. Obama is now in Ethiopia, where security no doubt will be very high on the agenda when he gets underway with talking with the leaders there. It's one of the countries we know also contributing to troops to the African Union mission to Somalia, along with Kenya, of course. In terms of the level of security cooperation with the US and these African nations, is this unprecedented?
There has been an increase in cooperation between especially Kenya, Ethiopia, and the US and EU, who are essentially the main donors to the African Union mission in Somalia, as well as obviously the Somali National Government forces who fight alongside the African Union troops. What we've seen, however, in recent days, which would indicate, Linda, that there was more involvement, is the United States has been launching airstrikes, several airstrikes, as the AMISOM troops, the AU mission troops, have launched an offensive, Operation Juba Corridor, and they've seized several very important strategic towns from Al-Qaeda-linked militant group Al Shabaab, including Dinsur, which was the hotbed of activity for Al Shabaab for the past 7 years. That's where they launched a lot of their operations. The United States launching more drone strikes and airstrikes than normal. We understand that they're not only launching against high-value targets, that would be a specific person that they're targeting, but they're actually launching these strikes in support of AMISOM. Signature strikes, they're called, when they see a group of potential militants, and that's when they hit them. The Ethiopians also using helicopters. Of course, that will be on the main agenda, one of the main talking points for President Barack Obama as he sits down with the Ethiopian Prime Minister and talks how the US can facilitate and help Ethiopia in its fight against Al Shabaab and terror in the region.
Mr. Obama is going to have a very busy 2 days there. Robyn Kriel, we appreciate your reporting on this. Thank you very much.